Hello, in a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the new Shadow Staraptor with Gust as a fast move, as we currently have the community day for Starly. Yeah, we have a team here around which is very bulky. We have the XL Medicham in the lead, we have the XL Lickitung as a safe swap, and we have our Shadow very decent AVs, Staraptor, exactly, with Gust in the back. And this team actually worked out well, and I have no idea how. Like, I actually really expected to go negative with this team because, like, of course, we have XL Medicham, XL Lickitung, those two gonna carry me anyway. So I built the team that's really bulky and like really decent as a core, and also really fitting towards the Pokemon in the back. We're gonna talk a little bit about the team later. But I still expected to go negative because this Pokemon, the Staraptor, didn't look that good on paper, to be honest. Like, it can beat Trevenant completely hard, like it's basically the best Trevenant answer. You can just farm it down and then you have two nukes available for whatever wants to come in, where I don't think there's actually a single safe swap that can come in into flying type or fighting type damage moves. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure actually. Maybe there's a single Pokemon that can resist both of those, but I don't think so. So, like, you're basically gonna get a shield back anyway, and Trevenant, like you see here, would be a decent trap for this Pokemon. And you're gonna see me here as well, going for the Ice Punch, trying to get the shield there from my opponent. My opponent decides to surrender. You see the insane damage of Gust there. That was insane, like, holy hell. Like, you can easily farm down this thing without any problems. But yeah, I went 7-4. How is this possible with this kind of team, with this kind of Pokemon in the back? I basically won all the leads, to be honest. Like, I'm completely honest with this. I won nearly every lead with this team. You see all the battles that I have in here, and I nearly won every lead. It was insane. I had so many NiRiain leads. I had so many GFIS leads. Every lead that I basically had, other than I think I had like 2 Sableyes or whatever, which was of course not the best, but I had nearly every lead that I had was a win for me, which is kind of insane. So we're gonna be able to get actually the opponent here pretty low and get the shield, and we see the Warren coming in. We cannot get to the next move, but we are fine here because we're basically now in the perfect position to sweep endgame with our Staraptor. As we have still 1 shield left, we can go for the Psychic here against this Pokemon. We're gonna be able to KO the hardest answer for the Staraptor with the Warren. We can go into this thing and we can farm on this Talonflame. I want to see what they have in the bag. Let's see what they have in the bag. Azumarill, the super bulky Pokemon. I was not sure on how to play this matchup. I'm just gonna go straight for the Brave Bird, and boom, this thing is completely annihilated. Bye-bye Azumarill. The damage here is pretty insane. But yeah, the team that we have the Medicham lead, we have the Lickitung safe swap, and we have this Staraptor in the back, really common, like really similar to the team that I had with Bastion in the back instead, which got me to Legend. Main reason why I wanted to use this team is you don't really want to face Bastion or any steel types against your Staraptor really. Of course, you still have the close combat, but it's not the best here. By the way, I got baited twice by my opponent. Like, this was really well played by my opponent. But yeah, you want to get out the steel types, which you should be able to go for with the Lickitung, and the Lickitung can still hit back, especially against Stunfisk. Lickitung has a pretty decent matchup, so you're gonna get those out, and you should be able also to get out maybe the Warren, because the Warren doesn't want to face your Medicham. So this is basically, I think, the best possible team that you can run around the Staraptor, to be honest. Of course, also it's super expensive, but it also worked out for me, which is kind of insane. But it really depends if you want to run Staraptor, and I should have went for the close combat here. I don't know why I didn't go for the close combat here. That was really stupid on my part, because I would have won this game if I went for the close combat, as I could have went for 1 Ice Punch here. So yeah, this was on my part. If I went for the close combat, I would have won this game, but I didn't, so I'm gonna lose this game now. Very nice. But yeah, I didn't play, actually I really played bad as well, and I still went 7-4, which is kind of insane. Like, I really played bad. But again, yeah, won the lead pretty easily. We see the safe swap of the Swampert. We can go for 1 Ice Punch. And my opponents make a lot of times also like kind of insane mistakes. I think this was also one match where my opponent make an insane mistake. They go for 1 move here, which is fine. They go for the Hydro Cannon. Now they want to try to get to the Earthquake, but instead of throwing the Hydro Cannon, I can just farm them down at this point of time. I'm like in such a good position. We have switch advantage. Our Pokemon are nearly all in full health. They are 1 Pokemon down, and they're already in red health with their 1 Pokemon here. So unless they have, I don't actually know what they could have in the back. Maybe a Charm user in the back, then I might have some problems with my Staraptor, but unless it's if it's anything else, we should be fine. We see the Talonflame coming in here. We can go for 1 Ice Punch, and I think I'm going to be able to swap out afterwards into my Staraptor. And I'm gonna be able to get a Gust through here onto that charge move, which is gonna be nice. They go for the flame charge and you see the insane damage Gust does. This is really disgusting damage, but sorry. But yeah, like you're gonna be able to get so much energy from this. You're gonna be able to farm down this thing as well. The Gust damage is like so insane with this Pokemon. And here's the thing why I think Staraptor actually can have some play. This Pokemon before relied on Wing Attack, which generates more energy, which is fine, but it was already such a hard-hitting Pokemon without a bait move that now basically you've got with Gust a new option of winning games or like doing something. I'm really curious how good this thing gonna be in Ultra League. I don't think it's going to be good in the Open Ultra League, but I think the main meta for this Pokemon gonna be the Ultra League without the XL Pokemon, which hopefully comes back next season, but it's not back this season sadly. But I think it's gonna be really decent there, because as soon as you get into the position where either you have one shield left and your opponent doesn't have a shield left, or your opponent swaps in something that you can completely farm down with this Pokemon, like a Trevenant for example, any grass type basically, you're gonna be able to get like such a big advantage. You basically already won the game, because at the end of the day, if you don't have to waste invest a shield, you're gonna get so much energy out of there that you're gonna get a shield back or win the game immediately with the Staraptor anyway, as you have like such hard-hitting charge moves with a shadow bonus, with the already high attack. This thing can completely sweep through teams. But yeah, you have to get it into those specific spots, otherwise you have no chance. You have to hope that my opponent gonna swap out into the Swampert, otherwise I have no chance anymore, but I don't have a chance anymore as they are not gonna do this. So good game then to my opponent. Didn't get to my 2 moves in time sadly, but it's fine. We win another lead, and I think, yeah, here this was, by the way, the first match that I played with this Pokemon. I know that this is a power punch, but now you see Medicham, which has neutral moves against me with Gust, which is super effective, and I would lose this matchup just because of the missing bulk and the insane damage that the Medicham can do after one power punch. It's kind of sad to see that fighting types are actually not a good matchup for you as a flyer. This is where like the normal typing really comes into a hindrance. Yeah, like it's really bad, bro. It's just this. Yeah, the normal typing for fighting types is just horrible. Sadly, you don't have the bulk to survive any fighting type moves, so like you're gonna lose to most fighter with your flying type, which is just, yeah, not the best. We can go for one power up here though against this Stunfisk, which is gonna be nice, and you're gonna see me shielding this move up. It's gonna be tough to win this game still. I'm gonna shield the Earthquake correctly, which is nice, as we can go for another power whip. I don't know if my opponent wants to let this go. If they decide to throw their move, they're gonna let this go and they're gonna go for another charge move. And what I'm gonna do now is, because I have a lot of energy, I'm gonna swap into my Medicham, catch the Rock Slide here, which is nice, and also KO the Stunfisk at the same time, which is gonna allow me to put this into a range where they have to throw immediately, because I was so close to an Ice Punch, and I should be able to farm up enough energy fast enough to get to 2 Body Slams, because you get to the Body Slam a little bit faster than they can get to another Sky Attack. If they throw immediately, I'm gonna be able to win this game, and I am. I think you need 12 turns for 1 Body Slam, while they need 15 turns for 1 Sky Attack. So it's like very close, but we are able to win this game. Next up we have Nidoqueen in the lead. This was already a horrible lead for me when I had the Bastion in the back. This will not be way better now with the Staraptor, even though Staraptor is just neutral against it. But they're gonna go straight for the Earth Power. Very nice play by them. I'm just always letting the first move go through. And at this point of time, it looks really bad for us, to be honest. Like, there's not a lot that I can do here, to be honest. There is literally nothing. We get completely hardwalled here by the Umbreon from my opponent, which is okay, as they can go for some foul plays. We can go for some Body Slams. We're gonna try to actually save our Lickitung. Usually I would try to save my Lickitung in this matchup, as I can just go for Body Slams and keep some later on, because like they cannot KO us before the switch clock turns out. But yeah, we see here we can get them lower, we can get them into the yellow health, they can get still to another move here. They will not KO me with 1 move, but I should be able to maybe keep a 1 move here alive. We have one Body Slam left, and we're gonna shield this up. I can farm this thing down, and I just hope that they go back into their Nidoqueen, so I can get the shield back with 1 Ice Punch or 1 Psychic, as they're gonna go ahead and swap into their Deoxys defense, and this game is over. Like, there's nothing I can do here anymore. I have no shields. Even with shields I would have had no chance, as Staraptor against Deoxys defense is a horrible matchup. Against the Nidoqueen now is not way better, to be honest. So yeah, this is gonna be it for this game. I just surrendered this kind of point because there's nothing I can do anymore. And we're gonna go ahead and see a Jellicent in the lead. I kind of misplay this game, to be honest. I go to my Staraptor here for the first time and I should just go straight for the close combat. I looked at the Sims prior and it looked like I would survive one Rock Slide. Turns out I was wrong. I don't survive a single Rock Slide from a Stunfisk. So I basically wasted my shield there. Basically, I would have got a shield from my opponent. Like, why didn't I go straight for the Rock Slide? For the close combat. It was a really stupid play on me. I perfectly timed it here on his Earthquake, which is nice. And now I'm gonna go ahead. I have to go straight for the Psychic here. And I hope that I get a shield here because I really have a bad matchup here. As we're gonna get the shield, we swap into our Lickitung and we see my opponent going into the Ninetales. The Ninetales is of course really good against my team in general, like against my backline. Like Ninetales in general is like such a core breaker for my team. But we have it in the perfect matchup. But we still need our Lickitung to KO the Jellicent at this point of time. And we have to shield up, of course, every move here because it's the hardest hitting moves that they can throw. And we throw it one turn before they can get to another move. And we can actually KO the Ninetales before they can get to another Weather Ball, which is really important as they're going to go ahead, go into the Jellicent right now. And we have to basically hope that they only have Bubble Beam and they only have Bubble Beam. I would survive another Bubble Beam from this range, I'm pretty sure. But I'm still going to shield this one up. And I have to swap here onto the move, which didn't work out well. But they still have to throw here, which is nice. I maybe should have thrown the Ice Punch, but they could have farmed up extra, I guess. And I have to go for the Power Whip here. Is it enough to win this game? It's not, but we can farm all the way down and still win this game here. Good game there. Like, Lickitung is such a good Pokemon. It's honestly insane. We see Lickitung against Registeel, and we see Lickitung also against the Sableye there. Sableye is going to be a little bit awkward in the end. But this might be actually my favorite game, I don't know, like, there was one game, no, maybe not, but there was one game that was really cool with the Staraptor, to be honest. As a Registeel, by the way, if you look Lickitung as a Registeel, go for the Z-Cannon, please. Go for the Z-Cannon first, because you see how low I think at this thing. You need 2 moves anyway. Z-Cannon does a little bit less damage, of course, but you still need just 2 moves to KO me. And you see how low I get this. My opponent is deciding to swap out into the Azumarill, which allows me to get to another move here. Gonna get the shield from my opponent. I'm also can go now into my Medicham, and I should be able to just go ahead and go for some Psychics here. Now, I know that my opponent has the Sableye in the back. I know that they have a 1 HP Registeel with a Move Stout in the back. And I can go ahead and go for some nice Psychics here against this Azumarill. And I'm just gonna let this go through. And I think there was a mistake, but I'm not sure yet. As we're gonna go ahead, go into our Staraptor, try to farm this thing all the way down. Let's hope that we can do this. They can go for a move now. And I cannot really do anything about this as they go ahead, go for the Play Rough. I was scared that they're gonna go now into the Registeel. I'm gonna look at the top and see if they can swap, but they swap perfectly into the Registeel. They get the move off here. And I'm not sure about the energy the Sableye has right now, and I think they would get to another move. I'm pretty sure they would get to another move, to be honest, directly here. So I'm gonna swap out and yeah. Let's hope that the one close combat is enough. It's resisted. Is it enough to KO one Sableye? It's just barely not. One more Gust would have been enough to KO him here, but sadly it's not, and my opponent can go for one return. Yeah, exactly, like they had so much energy. I think I did play the game as good as I could have, but it is fine. Going into the final match, and I think this was one of my favorite ones. We see the Azumarill coming in against Azumarill with my Medicham. I usually always go for the Psychic if I see something like a Steel type in the lead, because my moveset is actually really bad against like the Steel types other than counters, so like I get at least some value from this move here against this Azumarill, and this puts them into one range for one Power Whip. And this is kind of important, as this Power Whip gonna KO the Azumarill now. If I would throw it, I throw it now perfectly on the move. And they're gonna go ahead and shield this up, which is interesting. It's usually not a move that you see from the Azumarill, so I'm gonna shield this one up as well. And because they're gonna do another weird move here by shielding up this move here, as they also currently had a move, I'm gonna go ahead and let this move go through. I know already. They're gonna have the Registeel, and I'm pretty sure they most likely have something like the Sableye or something in the back, I would guess. So I'm pretty sure that Staraptor can do some work. So I'm gonna go ahead, go for the close combat, look how much damage this does, and boom, this thing is nearly gone here, and they see the Sableye coming in. as we can go ahead and go for some ice punches. It's still going to come down to the wire, but as far as I can see here, I should be fine if my pawn throw the move here and they throw the move, which means I'm gonna be able to let this move go through, farm him all the way down, and go for another move against the Registeel, which should seal the deal, winning us the final game here of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. You should try to get at least like a 1 for every league, 1 Staraptor. It's not gonna be the best, don't build it yet, but it's fun to use, so have a great community day. See you next video, have a great rest of your day, and bye.